This is Pam Rutledge, How Social Networks Work, Part 1. We live in a knowledge society. Everywhere we turn, we find new social networking technology helping to distribute all that knowledge and information. But the tools of Web 2.0 and social media don't just facilitate the dissemination of information, they have unique characteristics that have rewritten the rules of communication. Keeping up is both simpler and harder. Social networks are part of what is called complex systems. Networks have properties that make information travel in ways that are very different from traditional media distribution channels or our social rules of thumb. Understanding a few basic network principles, such as how information travels and how change can occur in a network, will help you leverage those properties to support your marketing goals and reach your target audience. There are some fundamental properties of complex systems. First, it's the relationships between people that matter, not any single person in the network. And while we are unique, we are also powerfully influenced by our environment, the context of the information we get, and our peer group. The relationship between people establishes those conditions. A network association becomes the peer group. Another feature of networks is that as they grow more complex, a collective behavior emerges, a wisdom of the crowd, and it can be predicted by seeing how the things work together and by observing the behavior across the network. We like to think that we're in control, but complex systems are self-organizing. Nobody is in control. This is really important to remember if you think you're going to control your message. Networks are dynamic. They continually evolve, and this means that the interaction between people is continually changing, which will influence network behavior. And finally, when a network does change, the changes are often completely out of proportion relative to the stimulus that preceded the change. This can result in some very dramatic shifts when a threshold or a tipping point is reached. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think about social networks? For many people, it's Facebook. But needless to say, there is a wide variety of social networking tools. New ones seem to appear every day. But no matter how slick, how trick, or how clever, the behavior of each of these tools is governed by the rules of networks and complex systems. So what is a network? A network is a bunch of things connected by communications. It can be people, organizations, or computers. It doesn't matter. The relationship is called links. And the people, or the objects that they connect, are called nodes. In a social network, nodes can be tied together by many different types of connections, such as ideas, commercial exchanges, personal relationships, or culture. The more similarities and common experiences that people share, the more likely they are to be connected in a social network. This is the end of Part 1. Thanks for listening.